Well, Kyle, this one feels a heck of a lot different than last night. Let's all get into it here on the Setup Man postgame show. What is going on, Setup Nation? Woo! I'm Ty Lewin alongside Kyle Stanley, and you are listening to the Setup Man postgame show. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe, comment, and like this video, and get ready to participate. If you have something to say about the game, and we have dropped that link, we'll drop that link here just in a sec to join us on this show. Just like we say every single week, it's old school sports talk radio. Click on that link and you'll be added to the backstage, and then we will invite you to speak or ask your questions in the final segment of the show. Before we get into all the exciting news, Kyle, I'll turn it over to you.
Yeah, guys, just finally excited to talk to you about this game, but I want to make sure that you guys know we are going to be doing a little transition here. I think you all have already heard it before, but you've come to know my content. You've come to know the Setup Man, and we're expanding as a team, but we are going to be having Alex as the host of the post-game shows, and Ty is going to be taking over a large majority of them with Alex, and then I'll be jumping in about once or twice a week with you. I won't be on every single one anymore, but the reason is because I got to do breakdowns, and I got to do stuff like tonight. After this one, I'm going to go to a breakdown right now of the craziness of all the errors that led to this wild game and a Cubs win. And so just make sure you stick with us, guys. But there's going to be a little bit of that period going on of you guys seeing Alex and Ty on the post-game shows while I'm doing the breakdowns. Also, no show on Sunday because it's Easter, and you guys should be spending time with your family, just like us. It's fun to win a game that you don't feel like you should win because you lost a game last night that you should have won.
Amen to that, brother. Well, folks, if you saw the show last night, you saw pure raw emotion from Kyle and I, which was very, very validated. And tonight you're going to see some really fun raw emotion from us as the Cubs end up taking the second game in San Diego 2-1. I think we all could say that we did not predict this score as we got to about the third and fourth inning. But thankfully, the bullpen was tremendous tonight. The offense came through in the moments that we needed to later on. And we'll talk about everything else, but a shout out to Shota Imanaga with a tremendous start. But Kyle, I'll turn it over to you, brother. There's so much we can bring up, so much we can discuss with this game. It feels like it's been that way pretty much the entire year. But just your initial thoughts on the Cubs' performance in this one.
I mean, my initial thoughts are exactly what I just said. It felt like this was a game that they should not have won, and it's really nice to finally be on the right side of that kind of game, because we always talk about like, okay, they ran away with a game, or they got blown out of a game, or they had a lead and they lost it. We never really talk about like, hey, we didn't have a lead, we gained the lead, and even though there were so many missed opportunities, we were able to hold on to that lead. Guys, I don't know if you know this, the Cubs only left the Cubs left runners on in scoring position in every single inning except for the first and second inning. So literally 8 innings in a row, the Cubs left a runner in scoring position. They just failed to get that big hit. Even that final inning in the 10th inning, you and I were watching the game time, like, why is PCA not bunting here? Lefty on lefty. He bunted to get the first run in. Why are not bunting to get that extra run in? And I thought it was going to come back to bite them. I really, really did. And just to pull out a game where you felt like the defense wasn't quite sharp, you felt like the bullpen was really good, by the way. That was extremely exciting. Altogether, 5 innings, 1 hit, 4 strikeouts, 1 walk from this bullpen. A far cry from what happened yesterday. And you know what? Maybe that's because of a message that was sent by Jed Hoyer and crew today when Daniel Palencia and Luke Little come up and Eli Morgan and Nate Pearson are sent packing. I mean, who knows? Caleb Thielbar stuff looked good. Ryan Presley's stuff looked good. Things were a little crisper tonight, Ty. Think maybe there's a little motivation behind that?
I 100% agree. And this team, Kyle, you and I discussed it last night where we talked about there seems to be elements of the game as of late that have not come to the Cubs' fruition, whether that's defensively, on the base paths or the bullpen. And I felt like tonight, yes, defensively, there were moments. We had a thumbnail ready to talk about to post, which I think everybody who is in the backstage right now, which shout out the amount of people that are already in the backstage. This is just awesome. This is 11:54 p.m. Central Standard. Guys, we are so thankful to see you all, and we're excited to talk with you here in a little bit. Just give us a little bit of time here. But defensively, those moments happen tonight again. I mean, the Tucker play and the Gage Workman play, unfortunately, are both plays that last night I'd be screaming in this mic about, but thankfully I took the day to relax a little bit. But it felt like, again, those were moments where if you take the 2024 team, they lose that game. The 2025 team, as of right now, has seemed to not let those mishaps take them away from having a successful performance, because I tell you what, when those moments happen and Machado hits that homer, Kyle.
Oh, was that not the most predictable outcome ever?
Unbelievable. I tell you what, Machado, and side note, Machado's put up unbelievable at-bats this series when it comes to dragging out at-bats. Last night against Tyone and tonight against Imanaga. But, I mean, looking at this team right now, they took it. They said that inning is over with. We're moving on to the 7th. That inning's over with. Move on to the 8th. Move on to the 9th. It just felt like they keep coming at you. They weren't able to push through in those moments, but it felt like the last moment it came through with the Nico Horner double or triple into the gap to score the go-ahead run. And Kyle, it's just fun. This is
hell
fun.
Of a night from Nico. Oh my gosh, so much fun, man. So much fun. It's fun to do a game like this with you too. 3 for 5 from Nico tonight with a triple and the biggest hit of the night. He's batting .328, only .762 OPS. But I'll tell you what, if Nico is anywhere above like a .730 OPS and plays the kind of defense he does, I mean, he's going to be a 5-WAR player this year. I do not want to overlook Shota Imanaga. He was not his best tonight. 3 walks. He's already had 3 games this year where he's had 3 or 4 walks, which is not good, not great to see. Actually, I could be misquoting that. That second game might have been 2 walks. I'll take a look while we're on this show, but 5 innings, probably would have been 6 if it wasn't for the 2 errors in the Machado at bat, because he was only at 81 pitches when Kyle Tucker missed that fly ball in right field. And then by the end of that inning, he was at 93 pitches. So that extended out another 12 pitches. Even on the Gage Workman one, it was still, right around 85 pitches. I was wondering if they would bring him back out or not. But battled through, man. And that 3rd and 4th inning, we just saw emotion from Shota in like a frustration kind of standpoint. And I've been looking a lot at Shota this year. The velo is down a little bit. It's not that alarming. Tonight his average was 90.7. To put it in retrospect, last year his average fastball was 91.6. So he was down about a mile tonight. Also in the Rangers game, right around that same amount. And then even in his really good start against the Padres 2 starts ago, he kind of like tried to figure things out, because the split wasn't quite the put away pitch in that Padres game. And he had to bring in the sweeper. He had to bring in the curveball a little bit more. And I just wonder if like he's trying to figure something out mechanically, if he's just spending too much time seeing Go Cubs Go in the shower and not enough time in the gym. You know what I'm saying? Like too soon. No, but I mean, I'm serious in the fact that like, I'm turning this into a positive. It's a really fun to watch Shota when he's on, but it's incredibly like, I just have so much respect for the guy, because he can figure out a way to be as good as he was tonight when he doesn't have his best stuff.
Amen to that. I would say that when you're talking about the situation the Cubs are in with Justin Steele now out for the year, and you talk about pressure that Shota Imanaga now has on his shoulders, with now having to be the ace, because Craig Counsell alluded today, I believe it was on 670 The Score. I apologize if I mishap on that reference, but he did say that this isn't the time of the year where a big trade is made. That's going to happen later in the summer. And that made me immediately think this is the biggest start of Shota's career right here right now. And I love the fact that you mentioned the raw emotion because you saw it. You saw what it meant to him to get out of those two moments that realistically, folks, this is when it comes to lowest amount of strikeouts and the most amount of hits is the Padres offense this year. And they're still missing two of their guys in Merrill and Cronenworth. And they to get out of those moments, you can see something special with this guy, and I'm very excited to see what he does here for the rest of the year. Kyle, we have a ton of people in the background ready to talk. We're going to get through a couple of our other segments here, and we'll start here with our one big moment. Well, Kyle, we talked about a ton of moments, of course, through the game thus far. I would love to hear your big moment, and if there's maybe an underrated moment as well that you want to throw in there, or if it actually is an underrated moment that you have.
Yeah, I want to hear from everyone in the comments too, because there was many opportunities for both teams tonight that could be the moments of triumph and the moments of missed opportunity. I'm going to go with a moment of, I'm going to do two. I'm going to do a moment of missed opportunity, which was, man, it's tough. I think my biggest one right off the bat has to be the Machado at bat. Like that feels the biggest to me. At the time, it felt the biggest. And even the Nico Horner triple to give the Cubs the lead was kind of overshadowed by the inability for the Cubs to get Nico home, which would have just been like, okay, that was the cherry on top. And instead we had to go through a really like kind of stressful moment. In fact, you know what? I think I'm going to give it to Caleb Thielbar. That's one of my moments too. Wow. Caleb Thielbar getting a save. And I don't know how many saves Caleb Thielbar has, but I'm going to look it up right now. Dude, correct me if I'm wrong. That stuff looked sharper than just about any outing he's had so far this year.
Absolutely. And it's been the same thing with Presley. We've seen from these two guys, their last two outings have been really tremendous. Good. And I would say Thielbar's last performance on was it yesterday? Was it yesterday or Sunday when he pitched last pitch?
It was Sunday.
Yeah. Did not look good. So I would say that tonight was obviously his best outing. And
it was Sunday. He looked really good. That was against the Dodgers.
Yes, I would say though that like his top performance obviously thus far was tonight, and guys like Presley as well. Presley looked tremendous tonight. All of that. I'm gonna go with for my moment, Kyle. I love small ball. I truly do, and the reason why I love small ball is because of the fact that teams in the big leagues now, right? We are starting to see teams that are successful have speed and utilize it strategically and effectively, right?
Yeah.
And tonight we saw that with the Cubs. And I want to give a shout out to PCA because PCA right now has had a lot of, I would say, media attention based on the extension talks. Rightfully so. It was a big topic. So not only he has now the pressure to perform, but immediately sacrifices himself, really, and ultimately ends up making it to first because he's a Tasmanian devil out there. But immediately he takes one for the team, scores the tying run, and then you, of course, saw Miguel Amaya, who's had a tremendous start to the season as well. He sacrifices for the team as well. And that is why I know these days we do not see that often. And statistics and all these things that people say, that doesn't matter anymore. It does. When your offense cannot do anything, and the fact that you're facing the Padres bullpen, which is the best in baseball, we saw that tonight.
Yeah.
They are elite. You have to do those things to win ball games. And the fact is that they took 2 out of 3 in LA. Now you've taken 1 in San Diego, and you have the opportunity to win a series again tomorrow in San Diego. Kyle, anything else there before we touch on just the moves that happened today for the Cubs?
I thought this was a great comment from Sean, our setup man crew member. Guys, we win tomorrow. We have the tiebreaker advantage against a team that will be in the wild card. The goal is to win division, but until we shore up starting pitching, relief pitching, I'll take a postseason any way we can get it. I thought I think that's a great point. There's
Great
Sean
point.
thinking 10 steps ahead. I love it.
I love it so much.
Yeah, no, I think we have a lot of callers, and I want to get to them. And I just want to say one more time, like, this is a team that if they continue to win games like this, games that they should not have won based on the lack of clutch hitting, the lack of defense in key moments, and the lack of scoring runners from third with less than 2 outs. If they win games like this, that's when this becomes a potential 95 win team. Because and I know that sounds crazy because Bakota and everything, right? 88 to 90 wins, but you win games like this that you're not supposed to, and just, eliminate some of those really ugly losses like we've had on the Sunday games and that we had yesterday. Just eliminate a couple of those here and there. This is an easily division winner and potentially 95, at least 92 to 93 win team, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Well, Kyle, a couple moves happened today, and I would say it was a byproduct of last night. We're going to get through these really quick, folks. So, of course, the biggest news of the day, third baseman Matt Shaw was optioned back to AAA. We'll talk about that here right after this. Vidal Brujan was reinstated from the 10-day IL. I was, Kyle, you alluded to this when we were watching the game. You thought he would be pinch running for Turner there in the 9th. Unfortunately, we did not get to see him, but I'm actually excited to watch him play. Eli Morgan went to the 15-day IL with right elbow impingement. Nate Pearson, I think everyone's a fan of Nate Pearson in the back room here. If I could see all the smiles about him. Yep, there's a lot of smiles. He was optioned to Des Moines. And then Luke Little, and who got to see tonight, who was very effective, was Daniel Palencia. We're both recalled.
That was good.
From Iowa as well. Last shout out there, Daniel Palencia. First two fastballs were nowhere near the zone. What did he do? He said, I need to trust my other stuff, which Nate Pearson did not. Trusted his slider and was able to get out Gavin Sheets there, which was a tremendous step in the right direction. Kyle, really quick, let's just discuss the news of Matt Shaw before we get to our setup sins and our callers. Just your overall thoughts on the decision, and you agree, disagree.
All right, I will make it really quick. I'm going to just quote Obvious Shirts. He had a great quote, Joe did. Didn't have that on my bingo card today. Just didn't think that was coming. Do I disagree with it? No. Do I agree with it? I could be swayed. I just, for me, we have to remember PCA came up in May last year when they needed him unexpectedly. He struggled. They sent him back down. He came up again. And then the second time around, they said, well, we're just going to let you struggle it out up here because you light it up in AAA. So we just don't think that there's any value. So I think it's just one of those things that Matt Shaw just needs to go prove that he can light it up in AAA again. And then when he comes back up, they'll just be like, okay, well then sending you back down there is probably not going to do any good. So just stay here and you'll figure it out eventually. So I'm not worried.
No, I mean, if you are actually worried about Matt Shaw, we have to look back at a lot of players the Cubs have sent down and brought back up. At the end of the day, the big leagues is a completely different animal from AAA. You saw that with Matt Shaw. A lot of people said Matt Shaw. I remember at one point we were like, what does Matt Shaw look like in the 5-hole for us, or the 6-hole? Yeah. And man, did that not work out. So I'm excited for Shaw just because I think, you send him down right now. And I think that their mindset will be once he starts having success, bring him back up, and we're not letting him go back down. We just need some little tweaks here and there. So it should be interesting to see how he does going into back to Des Moines, and hopefully he is back up soon with us. So let's, Kyle, let's go ahead and discuss our setup sins along with chat with our listeners. But first, a word from our friends at Obvious Shirts.
Setup Nation, I want to take a quick break so that you know how you can support our channel and wear some cool swag like this. We've teamed up with Obvious Shirts to give you a chance to have your very own Setup Man shirt or hat. Pick from 3 different types of shirts or my personal favorite, the trucker hat. Go to the link in the description of this video and podcast to claim your Setup Man apparel. And thank you so much for supporting our channel.
All right, Kyle. Well, let's get to our setup sins. I'll turn it over to you, my friend. What do we got?
Yeah, we've already talked about it a lot. Errors in the Machado at bat. That led to the Padres' only run, and it felt like it was a big one at the time. Cubs leave runners in scoring position in every inning except for the first and the second inning. That's number 2. And then the Padres do not score in the third, the fourth, and the 10th inning with runner on third, less than 2 outs, which ended up being their demise. So it was both sides missing opportunities. It was those missed opportunities from the Padres that ended up biting them even more. So those are your sins. I wanted to do blessings, but this was just such a, in my opinion, such a sloppy game. I just didn't feel right doing blessings. I had to stick with the sins.
I would totally agree with you, my friend. And yeah, all right, folks. Well, we want to get to our callers because we got a lot of you in the back room. We're going to show off a quick little intro here to that, and we'll get you in.
You suck! Woohoo!
On your marks, get set, go!
Okay, so let's go ahead and bring our callers in because we
Ty, really quick. We just cracked 100 people and it's past midnight in Chicago. So like that needs to be addressed. Thank you all. 100 of you in the room right now. That's pretty amazing. Make sure you like and subscribe.
Thank you so much, guys. All right, let's go ahead and start with the one, the only Break Even Tom. How are you, my friend?
What's going on, guys?
Here we
go.
Okay, 30 seconds. Here we go.
Caleb Thielbar. That's all I got to say tonight. That, and to the wonderful Padre fans that made my day a little bit better out in left field. Thank you, Padre fans, for the $1,000 on me betting that Nico Horner would get a base hit and a game-winning RBI. Cheers to you guys. I will be back tomorrow. Go Cubs. And no matter what, we got our record at least 3-3 for this road trip, and that's all we could have asked for. Let's go for 4-2. Love y'all.
Let's go.
Night.
Let's do it. Thank you,
so
Will.
Great seeing you,
You're
man.
You're the man.
All right.
Love that guy.
Now, the one, the only Dave. Dave.
Hey, guys.
Great seeing you, my
doing?
friend. Let's go ahead and give you that 30 seconds now, my friend, okay?
Okay, these are the types of games that teams that win divisions win. I know, Kyle, you said, 93, 94 wins, but these are the kind of games you pull them out, you win. This team has the it factor. In case you haven't noticed, PCA has turned a corner in his last 3 or 4 games at the plate. If we can, his OPS is over 730 right now. If we can get 730 OPS out of PCA, he's a 5 to 6 WAR player.
Absolutely.
And now I want 4-2 because we have our best starting pitcher going tomorrow in Matthew Boyd.
Ooh, best starting pitcher.
Well, look at what he gave up 1 home run in Los Angeles. Other than that, he has been lights out.
He's been good, man. He's been a lot of fun, a pleasant surprise for sure.
That's it, guys.
You're the man. Thank you, Dave.
Much for your time. Have a great night. All right. Let's bring in the one, the only Jacob. Jacob, how you doing, my friend?
A lot better than yesterday.
Good. Well, here, let's go ahead and give you that 30 seconds right now. Here we go.
First of all, to whoever said in the comments that Easter is both 420 Day and WWE Day, that is amazing, and I love you for that. Second thing, the main thing I just want to say, and this will be the first time I praise Jed and Council, they finally did something before it got worse. They sent Pearson down. I mean, obviously Morgan was hurt, but they took care of that. He wasn't looking good. Obviously, I still love Matt Shaw. I think he's still going to be great, but they took care of him, and they're giving other people shots, and I love that personally.
It's good.
It's all good. And last year, if you look at the moves that were made, they were made, I believe, later in the month of April or even into May. So that is a great call out there, Jacob. And Jacob, you're there every single night for us. I think you do your homework. I really do. I think that you actually get your homework done for class.
Well, I got to know
5 AP courses.
Oh my gosh. I got to know how much caffeine are you having in the morning? Because getting up for school isn't easy already. And then you're getting into bed after midnight. That's gotta be rough.
300 to 600 milligrams.
Oh, there you go. Dude's counting his caffeine milligrams.
So it depends on the day.
My friend. Have a great night. Thanks, Jacob. All right. The big dog. Here he is.
What's
How
up,
you doing,
fellas?
Bert?
What a win. That was a
What
good
win.
win
All
right
I'm gonna
there.
give you 30 seconds, my friend. You deserve it, okay? Here we go.
All right. I thought the big moment was honestly Bush getting that double off the closer because the extra inning Swanson would have led off. And I don't know if, the extra innings would have went the way we wanted after that.
Great point.
Presley looked really sharp, and I like what I see out of him. And I think Palencia having that, clean inning may give him some momentum too.
That was a really good take.
Really good point.
I think that is not something that I would have even thought to talk about. Good stuff, Justin.
All right, guys, I got to get to bed.
Have a great night, my
All
friend.
right, man. See you.
All right. Well, now we got another one that's always here for us, and we appreciate you. Eddie, first off, before I start your clock, my friend, how you doing? It looks like you are ready to go to bed, my friend.
Yeah, good morning, everyone.
Here we go, Eddie. I'm going to give you the 30 seconds, my friend. Let's go.
Yeah, so echo everything everyone said. We're going to come back leading the division 3-3 or 4-2 on this road trip's great. Something to look at. Ian Happ is struggling. His numbers are going to be there at the end of the year. I'm not concerned about that. Is Nico Horner our second best hitter? Should he be in the leadoff spot?
Yes.
Gets on base, does everything right. Ian's going to come around. He's always slow in April. Get that guy in front of guys on base. Get him in front of Tucker saying when he's back. I think that could help improve the lineup even more.
I am 100% behind you on this. I was talking to someone else earlier today, and I said, while Ian Happ looks like this in the leadoff spot, and you have a need. I mean, Justin Turner's batting third. I'd much rather have Ian Happ batting third, struggling, than Justin Turner right now batting third. So
agree.
I'm 100% on board with you on that.
Yeah, he's been great. So hopefully we get that.
Yeah, Eddie, that is, I mean, we've had some great points tonight. That's another great one. And I will tell you this too. The relief, I think that'll take off Ian's shoulders a little bit. And I think giving him a little confidence, like, hey, we're going to put you in the 3-hole because we think we believe that you can do things with runners on base. And I tell you what, Kyle, you and I discussed it. Justin Turner is right now the first bat off the bench at this point. He's not even putting up remotely good at bats for us. So, well, Eddie, thank you so much for staying up with us, my friend, and hope you have a wonderful night. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Our last caller, and if you do, folks, seriously, we're willing to give everybody the 30 seconds they deserve. So if you are still wanting to jump in, we will let you do so. But let's go ahead and bring in some Smiley. All right. How are you, my friend?
Hey, guys. I may or may not just be pulling into my driveway now, but I'm kind of with Eddie there, but I don't think Nico Horner should be our leadoff spot. I do think he should be higher in the lineup. Right now, he has 59 at-bats with 10 RBI. Last year, he had 580 at-bats. He would be good to have it higher in the lineup, but he's an RBI guy right now, and I don't think he should lead off.
Okay. We were losing you a little bit.
Can
there,
you hear
but
me?
It sounds like you like him driving in runs is what we were hearing.
Yeah, so 59 at-bats, 10 RBIs. Last year, he was at 580 at-bats with 58 RBIs. So he would definitely, he's hot right now. He'd be good to have higher in the lineup and not leading off.
I like it.
Love it, my friend. All right. Thank you so much for joining us. And hopefully you got into the driveway successfully and did not run into your garage door, my friend. Have a great night. Okay.
Yep. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, Kyle, I did want to bring up just two more points. One, I'd like to give a huge shout out to Rick Sutcliffe. He has been absolutely tremendous. A lot of Cub fans, at least what I saw on X, which Cody Del Mundo had one of the best, where it was just thanking the sky basically for having Rick on. He has been unbelievable. I'm not saying JD doesn't do a great job. It's just nice to hear somebody that truly has a true passion for the Cubs, and I feel that on every single pitch.
I feel like it helps Boog as well, because Boog and JD have their inside jokes. They can kind of get off on a tangent where, like, Rick, all he wants to do is just talk about the game. And I like that it kind of keys Boog in a little bit. So it's been definitely good for sure. What was your second point there?
Last point is right now, who is our backup catcher?
Gage Workman, apparently.
Gage
Did you hear
Workman.
that? Did you hear that?
Crazy
I
is
couldn't
that?
believe that. Yeah.
I was mind blown last night when Taylor McGregor just goes, "Oh yeah, no. So we really only have seen Gage Workman because we see him grabbing his cup." And I was like, "Oh, well, he's playing third base without a cup too." But hey, we're not going to discuss that at this time. But I found that to be just a hilarious point. Kyle, I first off, I want to, again, I just want to sincerely thank everyone that joined us tonight. It is so late in parts of the country right now, and I know that you all stayed up for that extra innings. Absolute freaking thriller. Kyle, anything else on this game that you're elated to talk about, or any other key points?
No, I do just want to make sure we talk for a second about tomorrow's starters. And that is what I'm really looking forward to, is seeing Matt Boyd again, because Dave, I thought Dave said it very well. He has been really one of the best starters so far, if not the best starter to watch. Nick Pivetta, by the way, sandwiched in between is this really bad start that he had against yours truly, the Cubs. 3 innings, 3 earned runs, a home run, 6 hits, and 3 walks. But outside of that, 7 innings, no runs, 7 innings, no runs. A total of 4 hits in those 2 outings. And both of those were at home. So far, he really likes pitching at Petco. So Matt Boyd's got to be on his game tomorrow.
Absolutely. I almost want to say take the over, because the bullpens for both teams have been used so frequently over the last 2 days.
Yeah.
So it should be interesting to watch. Well, again, to everyone that tuned in this evening, thank you so much for taking the time out of your nights to come listen to us. Kyle, myself, Shode Managa are going to go put our arms on ice, and we will see you again tomorrow.